like you're on a couch.
I am.
We are very comfortable.
Hi, welcome to
everybody.
Messed Up Anime's Couch Sessions. Yeah.
This is couch sessions.
Take one.
Bunch go wow wow.
Let me loosen up my collar.
You have the very hot Aerobaka with an. No, go ahead.
I'm surrounded by men.
Yes, we're keeping this up.
I mean,
Not that I'm
readjust
sexist.
myself.
Females too, you know.
Giggity.
I do not discriminate. Yes, guys, it is me, Aerobaka, and we are here with Doug Smith. Now, Doug, unfortunately, I think we may have some youngins on our website. They may not have even recognized who you might be. So why don't you do us the honor of introducing yourself and go on, tell us all about you.
Well, my name's Doug Smith. I'm an artist first, and then a voice actor. Back in 1994, 95, I was hired by ADV when ADV was still in its younger, in the beginnings of ADV. I got my big break voice acting from ADV, but I wasn't a voice actor. I was their graphic designer. But it happened one day that Matt Greenfield, who's a pretty popular director at ADV, came into the art department and needed voices for some Foley and some background voices. So we called them Scream and Die sessions.
Okay.
That's all we did. We would scream, ah, and then die, So he would cram us all in there, and it was refreshing and fun at the same time. And we went back to work like, yeah, that was awesome, And
You get to scream the whole
yeah,
time.
you could just scream.
Get all your frustration out. You had a
Could you
really bad
imagine
day.
a long day at work, and then you're just sitting there like, oh God, this guy needs to be over. And then someone comes in, hey, who wants to go outside and play? Yay! It's like elementary school all over again. But
Paid
no.
to be a red shirt. I love that.
Yeah. But then he would give us, okay, we've got a couple one-liners. Who wants to be cop A? Who wants to be cop B? Of course, coworkers. Oh, I'll take this one, and then I get lucky enough to get another one as well. So I have a big mouth, and a lot of voice actors have a big mouth anyway. So
Stop making that face.
they can project and they can do all kinds of crazy stuff with their voices, and all personalities. You think they're crazy, but in the booth it's okay because that's what they want.
Yeah.
And I found out later on that if you follow direction and you do it well, that helps the director. Like, okay, I can use his voice, and that's what
Advice, everybody.
yeah,
Advice.
and that's what happened with me. I had a good voice; it carried. In fact, in some of the Scream and Die sessions, I had to turn around in the booth because my voice was too loud. I was projecting over everybody else's, and so and as heartbroken as it was for me, the director said, "Get out of the booth. Your voice, we can't mask it." And and every time I hear you, I hear Muppets. So
Oh my
I was like,
God.
oh, I was so crushed. I don't think I was going to go back in again. But later I got called back to do some more lines. And then eventually one of the titles that I was known for is Golden Boy. But that wasn't my first.
You would like that.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard, guys. You can't see him right now.
Bingo, side.
Golden Boy came out in around 95, around that time. And it was surprisingly a good, I wouldn't say the best hit, but it was definitely it was a popular title at its time. Evangelion was a pretty popular title then too, as well as Blue Seed and other ADV films. But my first role ever of doing voiceover, if you could ever go back in the ADV archives, is a one-episode cliffhanger from hell. And what I mean by that is the cliffhanger, you'll never know what happens because the company that made it ran out of money. And the title I'm talking about is called Mighty Space Miners. There's a dead guy floating in space, and my one line was, oh. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Oh.
That was just the grunting scene.
He's trying so hard to think too. He's like, I've heard that before.
And Amanda Winley is a really good friend. She plays the voice of the little boy that comes and rescues the floating spaceman. And but then after that, other things started to follow, like Blue Seed, Cutie Honey, Dirty Pear.
Who did you play for Blue Seed?
Blue Seed, it was just like background, cop A, cop B, pedestrians, stuff like
I
that.
like Blue Seed.
But when I did Bubblegum 2040, I played Prince's band. I think Fox is the bass player or something like that. His one line was, "Hey, groupies," you know. His one line in the entire. And he had some other ones too, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. And then there was like Those Who Hunt Elves. I played one of the villagers, like in one of the first episodes. I think his line was like, "It's not like they're gonna hurt her or anything," because they're all looking for the tattoo, because they're all.
Oh yeah.
So, and then later in Sorcerer Hunters, I played one of the boyfriends of this Princess Carrot. Glace had interest in. It was like a beach scene. There's some fireworks going on. So,
I remember that.
That was popular too.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Slayers, I was a couple of like thugs that like get thrown off the cliff, you know, by Yelena Inverse, because these guys like next scene you see the guy falling off the cliff, you know. I play a few orcs here and there. So voice, you know, modulators kind of disguise the voice. But yeah, I've had over 30 or 40 some odd titles from ADV under my belt. I just can't remember them all. The other only lead that I've ever done was called Dragon Knight. And Dragon Knight was pretty much Kentaro with a sword and a Polaroid camera. So, and you say, what Polaroid camera? It was based off a video game too. And it was borderline hentai as well. Well, no, it was more of a hentai actually. Yeah.
It was no borderline. If there was a line, they crossed it.
Yeah. So, but it was funny too, because it would take, my favorite was like my friend Brett Weaver. There's these lizard people. You know, like, is it okay to swear?
Yeah, we passed the family line last year.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we're good.
But it was funny because he had to go to boot. He had to pull out something. "You wanna fuck with us?" You know.
Honestly,
yeah.
Wow.
He was a lizard people, right? And these lizard people are violating this girl, and then here comes my character. "Hey, leave her alone! You wanna fuck with us?" You know. And then he fights them, and I guess he takes a wrong turn in the castle somewhere, and he goes back to beginner level, so he has to go back up the tower again. But yeah. There's a lot of cheesy lines.
Cool.
Yeah.
So for the ones watching this, folks, the way to get the lizard voice, if you learn from Doug here, you grab your tongue and hold on tight and say the line. It's comedy gold here, folks. Make sure you pay attention.
Well, there's many ways of doing different things with your voice. I mean, you can pull your cheek up to the side, you know, or something like that.
Everybody's gonna be copying
for real,
this.
because if you can make your own voice, that's what they want.
Well, sometimes they have a cup, you know, because they can just talk into a cup, you know. But you're in a booth, you can't wear like windbreaker suits because they would pick up all that.
Everything.
Keys, phones, everything have to come off, you know, jewelry, you know, all things like that. So when you go in there, you don't have to worry about how you look. It's just, you know, how you deliver the performance and everything. But I learned that later as I went along. And in the past, when I would go to these conventions and sit on these panels with all these other voice actors, it's like, I went to this school, I went to that, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I just went in and started reading a couple lines, and I got that part and this part, you know.
Yeah.
And there's maybe one or two other people that I know of, or maybe three, that are in the same league, same position the way I got in.
Yeah.
But, you know, so that tells other fans that it is possible to get in there, but it's a very tough market as well. So it's very competitive. But they would have to be where these studios are.
Yeah. Now you said that you were an artist, though.
Yeah.
I mean, have you gone back to that?
Oh yeah, I've never left it. I mean,
yeah.
When I wasn't recording, I'm drawing. I'm really drawing. I'm like.
So this is what you're doing now.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So tell us about that. Tell us about this new work of yours.
Well, lately I've had a creative slump. It was a difficult time for me. The passing of my mother.
Sorry.
But I'm bouncing back. It's a year and a half later, and creativity's starting to come back again.
Yeah.
And I am working on more photorealistic artworks these days, and I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from fans.
Yeah, I've seen it
friends.
myself. It's amazing work, guys.
And there are some really promising stuff to come in the future, so be on the lookout. I'm on fire, you know. I've got all these cool ideas wanting to come out. I even want to start this, you know, line of I want to this we're gonna come up with a theme with the zodiacs, but with mechs.
Oh, wow.
You know, so.
I'm sorry, folks. So y'all don't understand because I'm trying to stay behind camera, but he just said Zodiacs combined with mechs. I'm happy. It's Christmas. I'm just saying. I'm in.
Yeah. I'm only halfway through, but
Wow.
later this year when I finalize the pieces, I plan on making these nice-looking tapestry wall scrolls to go behind my booth. So there's going to be
Nice.
more like pizzazz and bling behind my table, and I hope that fans like what I do. And the most fans that look at my booth will probably see a lot of pinup work, a lot of females, but I plan on changing that. Actually, I'm working, but it's working, and I plan on continuing the work.
Everyone root for the pinups. I'm single male. I need pinups.
Well, I'm gonna do one for the
they're-
ladies too. So
they're sexy,
so
too.
they'll have some
Just like,
Bashonen looking guys up there. I don't know if I'm gonna do any of that Yuri stuff, but I know a lot of them like that stuff, and Yuri, Yaoi, and all that. I'm
Yeah,
not much
Yuri.
into
No, Yuri.
it. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Yay, Gary.
Okay.
I like it all.
It's about to be a war in here.
Oh well.
If you don't mind, so I had some questions for the fans,
Sure.
if that's okay with you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, for the characters that you have played, see what's really interesting about you is that you started off by doing side characters, background characters, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, no.
Apparently that really helped you out as well.
Oh yeah.
So, how would you, I ask this to everybody else, how do you prepare, prep work for doing the voices, do they really just, like you said, they just throw you in there and you just go for it, or?
9 times out of 10, I just went in there and just went for it. But in the case of Golden Boy, I was really nervous. This is the first time I've ever given a lead role, and when I looked at the script, it's like a lot of dialogue. I was used to seeing 1 or 2 lines, 4 or 5 at the most. And I saw a whole page full of dialogue, and it was almost like a page out of a novel or something. And I'm like, holy crap, I got to say all that? But, it's interesting how the recording process goes. They put it in bits and chunks,
Yeah.
And depending on your skill level of, voiceover, you could, and if you delivered it just right with all the timing and with the time code and how everything goes, a really good actor can breeze through that and normally hit it with 1 take, maybe 1 or 2 at the most, but give or take their skill level, they could probably finish it quite fast. But for me, I was taking small little pieces at a time, and they have great sound engineers who would go in and link them together.
Okay, so that's how they do it.
Yeah, and then if it went too early, they couldn't use it, but if I came in late, they could always slide it back.
Okay.
So if after the 3rd beep, I pause, it's not like, a race or something, you can go. But if you jump the gun and start before the beep, there's no recording after that. It just jumps right in from there.
What do you think is the most challenging about voice acting?
Who do I think is the most challenging?
What is the most challenging for voice acting? Being able to do the voices. Is it being adaptable? Just being an adaptable person.
I think it's, well, for me personally, I think the hardest thing for me about voice acting is dialects and getting into character and staying in a particular character. Let's say the director's like, we want a Oriental type guy, but sounds like Marlon Brando, and you try to mingle the two, See? And you're like, what? How do you do something like that?
I think everybody, and they're just like.
But a good improv,
example.
actor or voice actor who can come up with these on the fly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I think I know. I may not be able to get like that, but here, let me try this for you, see if this works for you. And they would do that voice.
Yeah.
And sometimes these voices are just born right on the spot.
Yeah.
And then there are times where you get the script and you're studying your lines or whatever, and boom, something comes up then. But no, that's where I find the hardest.
Really?